Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and on today's video it's going to be super special, super fun, and delicious. I'm going to make you a cheesy, amazing, whole wheat, healthy-ish pizza that you can use as an alternative for when you crave pizza. This is a healthier version, so let's get right into it.
We're going to start with our cheese, and what we're going to do is a day ahead, we're going to soak our sunflower seeds. Before we continue on the cheese recipe, we need to get our yeast going for the pizza. So I have here 1 packet of fast active yeast and 1 cup of water. And then I'm also going to add a teaspoon of date syrup. I'm going to stir this together, and I'm going to let it sit for about 30 minutes to an hour. Back to the cheese recipe. I have here 1 cup of water. My sunflower seeds have been drained, and I'm going to add them 1 cup. I'm going to add some spices and my tapioca starch. We're going to blend this until smooth, and then we're going to transfer it to a saucepan until it thickens.
So we're going to transfer our nut cheese to a saucepan, and we are going to heat it up till the mixture thickens up and the liquid has evaporated. Any excess liquid has evaporated from this beautiful seed mix. As you can see, it has thickened up really nicely. And all I want to do is reduce just a little bit more of the liquid. This is a very stretchy and meltable cheese. That's the consistency I'm looking for. Nice and stretchy. Now I'm going to transfer it to a container and let it rest. To show you how to make the marinara. So let me show you how to make it. Here I have some tomatoes, and I have some herbs, and I have a red onion. Now we're going to cut up our tomatoes, cut up our onions, add our herbs to a food processor, stir it up, leave it kind of chunky, and I'll tell you the next step. So let's do that right now. Okay, so we want to get our red onion diced up. And I'm going to save some for our pizza to add on top. So I'm going to add them. So this is going to be for our pizza. Just going to be some slices. And we're going to cut up our onion. We're going to just give it a rough chop, which is just a random chop. Okay. This onion is super potent, super strong. So I'm going to add our tomatoes. 1. So we have 7 tomatoes. last thing that I want to add is some herbs. The herbs that we got from our garden. I'm going to add a couple of basils and all the oregano and thyme. So we'll just add that in there. And the basil. And we save a few basils for our pizza. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is add some salt. 2/2 teaspoons is what I want to add. And then I'm also going to add some Italian seasoning. I'm going to add about a teaspoon. Alright, now we just pop the lid and process. Alright. And I want to leave it chunky. So I am going to transfer this to a saucepan. And we're going to cook it down just a little bit. It's just really tasty. So I'm going to cook this down and I'll meet you back. Stunning, so beautiful. But I definitely recommend using garlic because garlic is very medicinal. I'm adding 5 cloves. And now I'm just going to reduce it down just a little more and allow the garlic to cook down. Alright, so we have our yeast and we're going to add the whole thing in. We're going to make a little welt. Let's add about half. But I want these bubbles. Stir it down. This may be just a little bit too much water. So we're just going to see. So I'm going to add just a teeny bit more water. Teeny bit more of this liquid. Gonna add more. Just let it hydrate a little bit. Develop the gluten a bit. And this is perfect. We don't want to add any more liquid. So I would say we used 1/2 cup to 1 1/3. So, and there's still like some flour stuck on the bowl, so we can definitely grab it. So as soon as it attaches and becomes a ball, I like to transfer it to the surface, and it's a clean surface, so at least we hope. Okay, we just kind of move it around. Whole wheat flour is just easier to work with when it comes to kneading. You really don't need to knead it so much. Here's my extra flour. I personally love whole wheat flour because it just has a sweetness to it. Keep in mind that only 1% of the population has celiac disease. So if you choose to not eat whole wheat ingredients or grains, like whole grains like brown rice, wild rice, if you choose to not eat those foods, I don't see why you're doing that. because most people don't have celiac disease. And those are the only people that should be eating gluten-free. They should be calling up Brooke Goldner to ask her to heal them with her special diet plan. But other than that, all of us can have whole wheat flour. Whole wheat flour and whole ingredients are perfectly healthy for us, as long as we are not overindulging in these ingredients. We're perfectly fine. So I kneaded this dough for about 5 minutes, and I'm pretty satisfied with the results. Alright, so I'm going to allow this dough to rest for about 30 minutes so it can proof. It's already proofing a little bit because it's really hot today. Okay, so our dough has proofed enough, and we're just going to try to get it out as best that we can. It should come out nicely. As you can see, no oil is ever necessary. Just flour and water. And now I'm just gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it in half. Okay. So we're just gonna roll this up just a little bit. We're gonna make it into a ball. And we're gonna flatten it out, kind of like a cylinder. Okay, we'll do that to the next one. Just adding the dough in the back, right here, basically. Adding dough. And give it a little rotation here. And then we flatten them out like a cylinder. And whole wheat flour is a little bit more delicate, so I'm not going to throw it in the air and stuff. But you can definitely do that. I think we can. First one, roll down and stretch and rotate. Roll down and stretch and rotate.
We're going to add our delicious marinara sauce and then our delicious sunflower mozzarella cheese. Now we're going to add our toppings. I'm adding red onion. I'm going to be adding seasoned tempeh.
Now these herbs are amazing, and they're delicate and beautiful, coming from the garden. So you really don't need to chop them finely or anything like that. Just put them on top of your beautiful pizza. We'll add the last cherry tomatoes right here in the middle. And then last but not least, the black olives. And I like how they're in pieces, because that way you can just have a little bit of it. Kind of looks like caviar or something. Super elegant. Okay. Just a touch at the top. This one, I am going crazy on that one. Are assembled, and we're just going to add them to the oven and cook them till they're ready. So in the oven they go, 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. Well, there you have it, friends and family. A delicious pizza recipe. A pizza recipe that you can have in any type of celebration, game night, or party night, or anything. Pretty, they're delectable. They smell fabulous. Fan is kind of hot, but wow, look at this one. As you can see, these pizzas look delicious.